shelter. Packing up for the morning. A lot of people here attending and in the shelter. Rained most of the night. Still sprinkling. Packed up a wet tent. Alright, try to get moving soon. Alright. We're leaving the Hogback Ridge shelter. A bunch of thru hikers there this morning. Northbound thru hikers. Pretty cool people. I didn't get any names, but very, very nice. Talking about getting shuttles to trail days, which is just in a couple days. Yeah, people are starting to talk about it on the trail. It's kind of cool. Shelter was great. Small, I didn't get to sleep in it. But the rain stopped this morning, enough time for me to put the tent away without getting wet, and use the privy without getting wet, have breakfast without getting wet. And apparently, according to one of those other hikers, it's not supposed to rain again until about 4 today, which would be awesome. So, without further ado, we're back on the AT, right here. Devil's Fork Gap. 6.1 miles. Man, I swear I thought when me and my buddy came here 10 years ago, 11 years ago, however long it was, and did this section, I thought we hiked from Devil's Fork Gap all the way to Bald Mountain Shelter. I'm having trouble comprehending that. Well, I guess that'd be 16.2 miles. 16.2 miles on the day after you drove 5 hours to get here. No wonder I about died getting up there. I remember like my legs collapsing on me going up Bald Mountain. Of course, I was like in my early 30s then. Wow. I felt like that after doing 13 yesterday. All right. Let's go. Pushing the top of the mountain before the drop down to Rector Laurel Road. Got kind of foggy. This is the first significant little peak of the day, I guess. Second significant, whatever. There's a big drop off to Devil's Fork Gap now, which was one of the layover points for my section hike. I got off the trail there and I picked back up there once. So, yep, we're gonna go even further back in time pretty soon, because the section we're about to go into I haven't done since 2012, which is the very first year I stepped foot on the AT. So, memory lane. Well, I imagine this probably would be a lovely lookout. We are socked in again. I can tell my brand new dry socks are starting to get wet. Well, I brought plenty of socks this trip because I knew it was going to be a wet trip. Look at that. filled up water on the way down to Rector Laurel Road, I think it's called. Not sure. All I know is that's the bottom. Another half mile past that is Devil's Fork Gap. And then we start climbing another mountain. I'd say Devil's Fork Gap's a good boundary, I'd say, to separate this area from the next. Oh, rain, come on. Oh, I don't think these are the Sheldon graves, but these are some other tombstones. Just noticed this off the side of the trail. Oh yeah. Joe Riddle, 1967. Died in 1967 and buried out here. (1877) 1967. Wow. He was old. Dorothy Hensley. Hostel. I feel like when I crossed Rector Laurel Road last time, I don't remember feeling that populated or open. I thought it was more secluded. I wonder if where I was at before was somewhere else. Huh. To this day, I've always thought it was Rector Laurel Road, but that looked nothing like it. Well, my memory's always been of it. All right, we'll find out. The styles of Tennessee, North Carolina. Old-fashioned styles. First one of this trip. I think got another one at the bottom. Means they're trying to keep something in just for novelty. You noticed I walked around it. Missed that guy. I'm going 6.1 according to that, 7.1 according to my watch. But my watch takes into account every little arm sway on my brakes and all that, so far out's probably more accurate, but keep track of my data on my Garmin. And I actually use the GPS. So when the trip's over, I can get in and like look at everything. Heart rate, distance, average speeds, elevations. Look at it all. How I slept. Oh, this is nice. So this road crossing is significant because, so my very first AT section hike was the Smokies in 2012. After that was in the summer of 2012. In the fall of 2012, I came back and did Hot Spring, or I-40 to Hot Springs, and then this about a couple weeks later came back and did Hot Springs to here, Devil Fork Gap. So because I meant to go all the way to Erwin, but I was still green and not ready for it. So I bailed here. So I came back in 2013 in the spring, and I did Georgia up to Fontana Dam, and then in the summer I came here with one of my buddies, and we did this section all the way to Erwin in 2 days. It's taken me 2.5. That was a killer though. Yeah, I remember this. Waiting for a ride at these little steps. I wish I could film something exciting for you, but it's pretty much just all like this. I mean, it's nice and peaceful, but I'm not gonna bore you down when this is all I'm seeing. Let you know when we get to the good stuff. Just finished eating lunch at the Flint Mountain Shelter. There were a couple I was up here, section hiking, going northbound, doing the same thing that I'm doing, just in the opposite direction. So they're heading for Hogback Ridge Shelter, just like I'm heading for Jerry Cabin. They came from Jerry Cabin. So lunch spot for the day. I'm a little closer than they are. They got quite a hike to get where they're going, but they sounded confident. Yeah, I got water. Just taking a break, a much needed break. After this, we'll get moving. 6.7 left for the day. That's a lot, but I want to stay on track. I want to stay on schedule. Cool thing was back in 2012, this shelter, I had blisters really bad. I was hiking it. That was my last section of the year, and only my second section hike ever. And I ended up taking a nap in the shelter and deciding that I was just going to go home. So I hiked down to Devil's Fork Gap, got a shuttle come pick me up, and that was it. The end of my second section hike was decided right here. It looks the same. I could have swore I remembered the AT used to come through here. I think it is out of respect they moved rerouted the trail away from them. It's fine. It's a short side trail. Heading back. Last time I hiked this section, and I stayed at the shelter up here, the Jerry Cabin Shelter, back in 2012. I think it was October, and I was by myself, and just beginning to get me through hiking. It was literally my second section hike ever. I got up to the shelter. I was by myself. A SOBO through hiker came in because it was fall. And I stayed there, and we were talking about he had like a pantry full of like through hiker food, you know, like little bottles of oil and condiments and stuff, and he was just showing me how to use it. Come to find out, he is from the same city as me, and he knows some of the same people who I grew up with. Just some random stranger I meet on the trail. Just some random shelter in North Carolina, and he's from the same corner of the world as me. It feels so small out here, but yet the world keeps getting tiny sometimes. Descending into the rhododendron pit. Belly of the beast. Yep, just more AT. About to head up the summit of Big Butt Mountain. I swear it used to be called Big Butte, but I think they've officially changed the name to Big Butt because all the signs I'm seeing say Big Butt. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of suckery. Whew. Last big climb of the day, It's pouring rain. And those people are getting shredded. I'm not going to rule out a possible cancellation once I get to hot springs. That might be the end of this hike. My feet are getting shredded. Have to see how I feel. And the other end of the bypass. It wasn't that bad. Wasn't bad at all. This is what I always pictured Big Butt Mountain was named for. There's rock up on top of it. Looks like a big butt. Big butt crack. Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, I remember this. When I went through, it wasn't quite as foggy. It was early in the morning. Well, good morning. It is Thursday morning. I don't know the date. Just left the Jerry cabin shelter, getting ready to head up Big Fire Skull Knob, which is that way. I don't think my views are going to be too good, unfortunately. It's super socked in, super cloudy. There's somebody coming down the trail. I just passed another hiker who's going SOBO. So yeah, Big Fire Skull Knob. We're heading to Spring Mountain Shelter, which is about 16 miles away, I think. Fortunately, the good news is almost everything's downhill today. Not a whole lot of uphill, which my body needs. Big Fire Skull Knob was beautiful when I went over it in 2012. I don't think I'm going to get the same views because it's super cloudy and socked in. So, I don't know, this whole trip hasn't been about views because it's just been cloudy and we haven't really gotten any. It's the kind of trip I was looking for, you know, an introvert type trip. You know, you're by myself, go in your own little world, sort out your own issues. You know, it's an inner space type section this time, which I'm very, very okay with. I need that. So we have one shelter today, about the halfway point, which is the Little Laurel shelter. I don't remember much about that one. I remember stopping there for a break last time. I didn't stay there. I think we crossed Allen Gap, getting into the hot springs territory. All right, well, last night was a uneventful night. I mean, it rained. My back's sore. Couldn't get comfortable. I thought I had a primo spot. It wasn't all that primo. And now my feet are getting soaked. Okay. Never really dried out. Had to pack up a wet tent, put on wet socks, wet shoes. That sucks. Slimy. But I'm doing it, so I'm saving my last pair of dry socks for tomorrow. To get into hot springs, get a shower, get laundry, hot food. Okay, one more full day. Let's do it. I think this is the beginning of the Big Fire Scald Knob area. Already passed the bypass trail. And of course, no views. It's still open. I like that. That field yesterday was cooler. Maybe it would be better up here. I know they have like panoramic views up here. Looks like there's an option B for the bad weather trail down there. That's good to know. Get a little taste of it back here. All right, hole's gotta go up. So this is Big Fire Scald Knob, and normally in good weather conditions there'd be views for days. It's beautiful. I remember this section very clearly. It was one of the, definitely for the highlight reel, one of the best views in the south, in my opinion. One of them. Is it black? It is. Howard's Rock. In honor of Howard Donald, Master Trail Builder, 2015. Oh yeah, lovely view. I can see into oblivion. Man, last night I was so tired, I didn't care. I was just stomping through these puddles. Feet were already soaked. I didn't care. I just wanted to get somewhere to eat and sleep. But today I care. And it's taking a lot more energy trying to dodge them. And try to keep my feet semi-dry. Because right now they're only semi-dry. They're not bogged down and screaming at me. Not yet, at least. So we just passed the spur trail for the Black Rock Cliffs or something like that. 100-yard spur trail, some views. Go look back over the Big Fire Scald Knob that we just went across. You can't see anything today because of the weather, so I'm not even going to waste my time. I am looking for a spot for a pack-off break. There's supposed to be some White Rock Cliffs coming up, I think. White something. Jones by them. Anyway, white something coming up. And black stacks. Oh. It's coming up really soon. I think like right up here. I'm gonna take a break. White Rock Cliffs area closure. Interesting. That is green. Definitely looking to not be quite as overcast today. I can already see blue skies for the first time in quite a while. I think the sun is supposed to poke through. I'm already feeling the heat from it. So this hoodie's gonna have to be tucked away pretty soon. But No drizzles. I think we're good with rain now. I'd like to see some clear skies and less humidity be nice. I think there's supposed to be a pipe spring up here. I'm gonna stop and get water. Shed the layer. Just had a pack off break, putting the pack back on now. Sorry, the camera's attached to the back, so didn't really get to show you around a whole lot, but just had a little hobo bath right there in the spring. And it was amazing. Awesome flow. Look at all that flow. See it? I was able to basically, you know, rinse all my socks out and rinse all my rag that hangs on my pack that I use for literally everything. Got to rinse it out. Got to wipe my legs down. Clean everything. Even in the spots that are hard to get when people are around. But yeah, it was great. Moving on. So I think we got to go uphill just a little bit, like 7/10 a mile, something like that, to a trail junction, and then we go down all the way to the next shelter, and then down further past that all the way to Allen Gap. So this is the last chunk of uphill for the day, and it's all down. So let's do it. Well, I take that back, not for the day. Once we get to Allen Gap, then it's back up. Lots of up. We'll see how I feel there. All right. Spider webs are driving me nuts. They're everywhere. All across my face, my legs, arms, ears. Now, if this doesn't feel like hiking in the gorge, I don't know what does. It feels just like it. Log Cabin Road. Huh. Lots of parking. Nobody's parked here. Trail magic. Homemade cookie. The Southern Cookie Lady. Oh. I was told about them first. Made it to Allen Gap. We have come 11.6 according to this. Feels like we're going longer than that. Alright, just left Allen Gap. And here starts, excuse me, here starts the very long climb up to Spring Mountain Shelter where we're staying for the night. Only 3.5 miles, but I did some climbing. Let's get at it. This is the last, the biggest climb of the rest of the day. There's still a couple small ones, but this is the biggie. Here we go. Alright, just watered up. It's probably my last watering of the day before the shelter. Apparently I got like 3 miles. 3 and some change. Whew, man, my feet hurt. Feels like the bottoms of my feet are like sponges and they're starting to fall apart. You know, it's horrible. They were super callous this morning. They were wet and like completely pruned last night from being wet all day when I went to bed. And halfway through the night, the toe box in my sleeping bag It was just like damp with my feet, probably due to my feet, you know, nasty. Woke up this morning, bone dry. Toe box bone dry. My feet weren't like spongy anymore. They were calloused and like hardened. You know, I was like, oh, cool. You know, well, it didn't last long. It's right back to where it was. But I think if doing a few more days like this, a few more rounds, yeah, I get some tough feet. Oh, really nice campsite right here. Over here. It's very tempting. We're a mile and a half shy. I don't think there's water around here, but made it to camp for the night. Spring Mountain Shelter. Nice little stealth site. I hear there's been bear activity, so I'm a little nervous about that. I have to go hang my bear bag on the other side of camp, so I gotta hurry up and get set up. But water sucked. It was straight down. It was the same creek or same stream I remember, because I still tell stories about how I got drank water out of a puddle, muddy puddle. It was here. It was in the fall, and yeah, water sucked. But it was flowing much better today. So let me get my tent set up and yeah, get ready for bed. Don't know if you can see any of this. I'm in the last few minutes of the day on Thursday. I'm at the Spring Mountain Shelter. Rumors going around that there's been bear spotted in this area. I haven't seen one yet, but we took all the precautions. Bear cables are very far away from the actual camping area. But yeah, gonna change clothes, get to bed. No food around me. No water, that's it. Yeah, give these feet a breather. Alright, catch you in the morning.